Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Pete's Tweets. In today's episode, we kind of just got the same thing. We're just looking at Pete Hines' Twitter. We have a couple bits of smaller information today on, there's actually going to be, I think, Xbox controller support already for the game. There's how saving is going to work. There's actually Nukes launch at this capture event, and how stashes are going to work. I guess some people are still confused on that. So first up, we'll look at the stash-related information. It's kind of crazy how misinformed people are. I don't know if that's on them, because it seems like a lot of people are misinformed about this game, or if it's on Bethesda's marketing, which I'm leaning a little more towards, because realistically, they haven't been marketing this game like you think they would a big, I guess a AAA release. It's, Fallout's a pretty big brand, and so is Bethesda's, so they're not marketing like you should, because we haven't had outside of these You Will Emerge trailers, which we still haven't had one of those in a while. They haven't really been releasing any trailers. We haven't had a trailer in, I think, months now. It's kind of crazy. And we're coming up on this, gameplay event thing, or this gameplay event's over, but we're coming up on the gameplay being released this coming Monday. And that's relying on other people to release gameplay for the game and help market the game instead of Bethesda doing it themselves. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, there's people, I guess, who don't even know how stashes work in the game. So this person and P had kind of a back and forth talking about the stashes, and then they tweeted at him and said, so will everyone's stash be in the exact same place? Hope not, because that would be camped with, say, turrets or something, and won't be able to get my stuff, which isn't true. Turrets aren't just going to attack you unless you're an enemy. And P replies with, you can have one in your camp wherever you place it, and a number of them are spread around the world in various places. Obviously, for the majority of us, this is information we've known since, I believe, at least QuakeCon is where we first learned about the stashes. You're going to have one in your camp, and you get to place wherever you want in your camp, which I guess is kind of cool, and it kind of makes sense, but I guess that was never actually outright said. And there's various ones placed around the map, and I'm kind of curious what that means. Like, where are these locations? Like, are they, iconic locations? Like, is, Greenbrier maybe going to have one? Maybe, the Mothman Museum? Like, where are these random stashes all over the map going to be at? And kind of a follow-up to that conversation, this person tweeted at Pete and said, is there a limit to how much stuff we can have in our storage, or is that not factored into the player's stash? To which he replied, store away, not aware of any limit. And I hate to feel like I'm talking badly about people in the community, but have you ever played a Bethesda game? You can put as much stuff as you want in any container. It doesn't matter how big or small the container is. There's never been a limit in any container in any Bethesda game I've ever played. So it's kind of a weird question, but if you guys didn't know or were wondering, you can have as much stuff as you want in your stash. So this person asked Pete, Xbox One controller support on PC. I need Fallout 76, but I'm disabled and need a controller. To which he replies, I don't know if it's officially supported or not. We don't have PC spec/hardware support info yet, but when I've played on PC, I've used an Xbox controller almost exclusively. I hope that helps. So obviously this is good information for sure for somebody who's disabled like this guy tweeting at Pete Hines, but also for people whose preferred platform is PC. There's a lot of people who are on PC but still like to use a controller, not really big on the mouse and keyboard. So it looks like that's already a thing because Pete Hines says that he already plays with an Xbox controller. I'm not entirely sure why we don't have the PC specs yet for this game, because a lot of other games you get it somewhat early, and again we're roughly a little over a month away from the release of the game, and we still don't know what the PC specs are. So this person asked P. Hines, what happens when you die while doing a quest? Do you still have to save by sleeping like Fallout 4, or what happens with the quest? Which is kind of weird because you didn't have to save by sleeping in Fallout 4. That was just the survival mode thing. Anyways, P replies with, you'd have to pick it back up wherever you respawn. You don't save. Game progress is continuously updated and saved by us. So this is some good information for those that aren't really used to multiplayer games. I don't know of any multiplayer game that I've ever played where you have to save it and then log out so it saves your progress. They're usually just constantly saving whatever you're doing. And generally speaking, whenever you log out and log back in, you'll just be right wherever you were whenever you logged out. I don't know if that's how it's going to work in this game. That's actually a good question. If I log out and log back in, am I going to be exactly where I was when I logged out? Is it going to be the nearest location? Do I pick a location to spawn in at when I log back in? I don't know. And lastly, we're going to talk about the nukes that were actually dropped during the gameplay event at the Greenbrier Hotel. This was actually a continuation of some stuff we covered in our last video, where the conversation where P. Hines told the person that they were allowed to capture 3 hours of gameplay at this event, it kind of, the conversation carried on from there, and that's where this conversation comes in. So pretty much people were accusing the game of being pretty short since nukes were dropped at the event, but that's where we get this whole clarification here. This person tweets and says, multiple people at the 76 event reported nukes being launched in the game. If the nuke launch is pretty much in-game, like it's been said, it seems fairly short of a story. Another person replies and says, not necessarily. With the amount of people playing in one room, all on the same server, a few are bound to find at least one launch code. Those few group up and boom, nuke in 3 hours. And P responds to all of that with, that was done by our high-level devs playing with them in each of their games. Now, before we even get into it, I didn't even hear anything about nukes being launched at the event, so I don't know where some of these people are getting their information, because I guess I don't spend too much time on social media like I thought I did. Secondly, this is kind of cool, man. This means we're going to get to see actual nuke gameplay. They had the high-level developers there playing with some of the people at the event. That way you could see what nukes are going to look like. So some of the people out there, if not all of them, were going to have nuke gameplay. I'm interested to see the transition. I want to see a place, standing still like normal and then get nuked and turn into the highly irradiated zone and see what that looks like. We've seen a little bit of gameplay in a trailer, but I want to see like actual just somebody running around and exploring and stuff. Anyways, somewhat of a quicker video, guys. Not really, because it's still like over 5 minutes long, but I want to put out a video for you guys today because I'm watching that UFC 229 pay-per-view tonight, Conor versus Khabib. I'm obviously going to drink a little bit of alcohol over my brother's, going to kick it there for the night, so I don't know if I'm going to have a video tomorrow, unless, of course, there's something that's absolutely newsworthy. We will talk about it, but I just want to have a video out for you guys today. So, as always, let me know your thoughts below about what we talked about today, and if you are watching UFC 229, who do you have, Conor or Khabib? And as always, if you guys want to enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, turn on notifications, follow me on Twitter at @TheDashingDavid, at my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like a child. Give me serenity.